Hi, I'm Mark Sikelski with the North Florida Bicycle Club, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about riding within your means. So, what does it mean to ride within your means? Well, I'm going to give you an example when I didn't ride within my means. It's from Thanksgiving 2018. I bought my first road bike in 2018. I was primarily a runner at the time. I did some cycling. Now it's a little bit of cross training. Body's getting older, can't do the pounding of running, etc. I rode maybe once or twice a week, always in the B group, generally 15-mile-an-hour average. We'd hit 16, 17, maybe 19 or 20 sometimes for a short stretch if we had a good tailwind, but pretty moderately paced rides. My longest ride ever, in fact, was 29 miles. Well, for some reason, I wasn't doing a race on Thanksgiving that year, so I looked for a ride, and there was a ride happening that started at the Home Depot in Jack's Beach, went down to the Exxon station, came back. It was 36 miles. They also advertised they had A and B groups. I thought, that's perfect. I'll just go ride there. Went there, didn't know anybody. The group takes off. It seemed a little bit faster going through the Ponte Vedra neighborhood than I was used to, but pretty normal. And it picked it up more going down Ponte Vedra Boulevard. I thought, well, this is a lot faster than I'm used to riding, but I'm okay. I can do this. We hit A1A, and we're doing 25 miles an hour. So, of course, I got to keep up, right? I'm hanging onto the wheel of the person in front of me. There's not feet or inches. I'm on their wheel because I don't want to get dropped because I'm afraid I can't hold this pace. But I hold on. I get to the front. I even pulled a little bit harder. I got us up to 26 for a while because we've got this big tailwind that's helped pushing. So the effort was pretty hard, but it wasn't as hard as it would normally be because we had this tailwind pushing us. And we made it all the way down there. I think we did 26.5 or something like that for one of the 5-mile stretches. But here's the deal. I was way outside my means from two aspects. Number one, the effort was far too hard because I wasn't concentrating on a safe, fun ride. I was concentrating on keeping up, on riding that wheel. And you also have to look at the skills at the pace. I'd never ridden that fast. If something needed to happen, if all of a sudden there's a sudden change, somebody stops right away, I'm probably not stopping in time. I don't have the experience riding that at that level. It's really called Danger Will Robinson. There I'm showing my age because what I really did was I put myself and I put everybody in that pace line at risk because I was riding at an effort that was too hard for me and I was riding at a pace that I was not familiar with doing and I would cause an accident. And you know what? I didn't even ask anybody their permission. Can I do this? I just sucked it up and did it anyway. So you've got to make sure that you are riding within your means. So first of all, take a look at your pace. The effort should be easy to moderate. Group rides should not be hard. And if the ride is hard, then you're getting outside of your means. You should have an easy to moderate pace on group rides. I hear people say all the time, boy, I'm hanging on. I'm going to join this group and see if I can hang on. I hung on today, hanging on, hanging on. I'll tell you what, when you rearrange the letters of hanging on, they spell fatigue, they spell poor judgment, they spell slow reaction. We don't want to be hanging on. Hanging on causes problems. Now, let's say you get stuck anyway, because what you really want to do is check your ego and pick the right group to begin with, but maybe you did pick the right group and it's not your day. Maybe you picked the right group and they're not behaving. There's things that can happen with that. So what can you do? You should be yelling pace. If the group isn't behaving, you've got an equal responsibility to check your ego and say, slow this down. This is too fast for me, and get that group back in line. But maybe it's just not your day. Maybe you had too many margaritas last night, and it's not that the group is going too fast. You could still ask them to slow down. Everybody has bad days. There's nothing wrong with that. You could also drop back. If there is another group behind you, you could say, hey, I'm going to drop back to the other group. Let the group know you're doing that. Don't just all of a sudden disappear, but let them know that I'm going back on purpose. I'm joining another group. You don't want them to think that you had a flat or something's wrong. Or there's no other option. You could sit in the back. So maybe there's no group behind you. Make a decision. I'm going to sit in the back. I'm going to keep a couple bike lengths between me and that next bike because my judgment's not going to be the same. I'm going to let them know. Just get in front of me and rotate. I'm not going to take those pulls in the front. You don't want to get into the pace line if you're riding outside your means because that becomes a danger to everybody. So remember, your skill, your reflexes, all are important when you consider your pace. Ride within your means and have a great ride.